Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Full Body Yes podcast. Today, I want to talk about something a little bit controversial in manifestation spaces because, contrary to common belief, to what we're often told, manifestation does not always work. And I don't mean like you didn't actually do the manifestation work well enough, right? I don't mean you didn't believe hard enough, you skipped visualizing, your mindset was off. I mean, you did everything right and it still didn't happen. The desire, the goal still didn't manifest. And instead of that meaning that you failed or that manifestation doesn't work or that you're blocked or that you're doing something wrong, it might actually mean that you're manifesting the wrong thing. Now, this episode has been a long time coming. I lived this reality of trying to manifest something and it not working for years. I lived this deeply. And I know some of you listening are living it right now, and this is what I'm going to break down today. So buckle up and let's break down when and in what situations manifestation doesn't work. Now, there's this idea in manifestation culture that if something isn't working, it must be you. You didn't hold the frequency long enough. You didn't embody the identity enough. You didn't take the aligned action enough. And look, I am obviously the last person to dismiss frequency, identity, and physical action work. You know that is literally what my whole work revolves around. But what I don't agree with anymore, and this is something that I have learned with time, it's been one of my biggest lessons in the manifestation space, is this almost gaslighting belief that anything can be forced into existence if you just manifest hard enough, if you just try hard enough energetically. Because that's not how life works. That's not how souls work. And it's not how energetic alignment work. So let me just share my own story regarding that because that will make everything a lot more tangible. Now, before this business that I run now, before intuition, manifestation coaching, self-leadership, energetic work, this business that I am running right now, I was an online health and fitness coach for just over 2 years. And I wasn't bad at it at all. Like, actually, I was pretty good. I was really heavily qualified. I did all the certifications. I knew my stuff. I'm a perfectionist, so I made sure I knew my stuff. I delivered the most amazing service. I cared deeply about my clients. I worked my ass off. Like, I did everything right for my business. And my business was fine. It paid my bill. It gave me more or less a full-time income, but it never exploded. It never became those 10K, 15K, 20K months that I expected and honestly felt like I deserved, especially when I looked around me and I saw all those other coaches, some of them friends, colleagues, people that I was in mentorships and group programs with. I saw them hitting those numbers. And I'll be real with you, some of them were not as knowledgeable as I was. A lot of them were not as charismatic. A lot of them were not that ethical. A lot of them, most of them were not as hardworking. Their content wasn't as good. And I'm not saying all of this just to bring myself up, right? And to lift myself up, because that part is just really what messed me up. That's what messed with my head, because I was doing everything right and even better than most on paper. I was in business mentorships, working with the best business mentors and coaches out there for fitness coaches, to make sure that I was on top of my strategy. I was following the most up-to-date efficient strategy. I had people keeping me accountable. I was also in mindset mentorships. For over a year, I was in a mindset mentorship, working on my mindset and teaching me how to be an incredible mindset coach for my clients. Again, I cared deeply and it did help. I did retain a lot of my clients beyond the initial 3 to 4 months that they committed to, because we worked on much deeper things than just their health and fitness, which is what eventually led to what I'm doing now. I bought the best marketing courses, Instagram courses, content courses, everything. I posted literally every single day on Instagram, no exaggeration. I showed up even when I was tired. Like a lot of you, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that my son does not sleep well. And back then, it was even worse. Like I was sleeping sometimes 3 to 4 hours a night and still waking up at 4:30 a.m. to get my workouts done. And while I was writing my PhD during the day, I was also running this business and giving everything to my clients. Like again, I was doing a lot more than those other coaches with no kids and no PhDs on their shoulders. And I invested thousands into client experience, into my own education. And also, I was doing the manifestation work too. Visualization, identity work, embodiment, subconscious belief rewiring. Like I did not half-ass it, not like I'll do it when I remember. I was consistent with my manifestation work as well. And I knew how to manifest. Like at that point, I had been manifesting things for years and I had used the best manifestation tools. By the way, I also signed up for manifestation programs with manifestation coaches. And still, the business felt so heavy. It always felt like pushing a boulder uphill, like swimming upstream, like something was always just off. And as I said, the business, no matter how much I put into it, physically, energetically, mindset wise, frequency wise, physical action, manifestation work, no matter what I did, it never ever gave me more than just about enough. Just about a full-time income to pay my bills and make me feel like, okay, this is worth something. And for a long time, I just didn't know what was wrong with me. I remember, and I think I told this story here in the past, I was in this very expensive business mentorship. And my coach inside of the mentorship at one point looked at all my stats, looked at my check-in forms that I was filling out every single week with all of the strategy that I was doing, all the posts that I was posting, all the leads that I was in contact with. And I remember being on a call with him. And again, his business was earning like 15K months regularly, looking at everything that I was doing and saying, honestly, Shiri, I don't know what to tell you. You should be earning a lot more than this. Like even he was just out of words. He had no words and he had no further advice. I was so lost, so frustrated, felt so stuck, and I did not realize how come all of these manifestation tools and techniques that I have been using to manifest so many incredible things in my life, my house, my husband, incredible PhD scholarships, payments coming out of nowhere, how come they were not working there? What is going on? Now, what I couldn't admit back then, at least not consciously, is that health and fitness was never actually my passion and it was never my soul's deepest pull. Did I like eating well? Yes, I love food and I love the feeling that I get when I eat healthy food. Did I enjoy working out? Yes, absolutely. I still enjoy working out. I still work out 7 times a week. I still wake up incredibly early to do that. Was I interested in all of this? Yes. But was I obsessed with it? Was I reading books about it for fun? Was I watching YouTube videos about it out of interest? Was I thinking about it constantly? Did I want to talk about it endlessly? No. I remember my business coach telling me about a year ago, and that's a different one to the one that I just told you about. I remember him telling me, oh, for your content, what would be best and what will perform best for you is look for YouTube videos that your niche, quote unquote, your ideal clients are looking for, topics that interest you. Watch those YouTube videos and then break them down into topics and create reels based on those topics. Solid advice. I remember wanting to throw up when I heard it because I couldn't think of anything worse than watching YouTube videos of these fitness bros or coaches or females or whatever talking about gym exercises or talking about healthy food. And that was when I really started to realize, that was about a year ago, maybe a bit longer. That was when I really started to realize, like, hey, this is really not my passion. Like, again, I love eating healthy for myself. I like working out, but this is definitely not something that is my biggest passion. And again, I knew that, but it was very subconscious. Consciously, I told myself, this thing makes sense. It's safe. It's logical. This is good business. A lot of other people in the fitness spaces make a lot of money doing this. I do like fitness. So like, why shouldn't I do it? Right? But somewhere deeper, I knew my real passion, my real fire was always manifestation, intuition, self-leadership, identity, potential. I studied psychology for my undergraduate degree because back then I wanted to become a therapist. I always wanted to help people with this deeper stuff. I always wanted to help people fulfill their potential and see what is possible for them. The things I really wanted to talk about and to listen to was energy, about why people get stuck, about why some people fly and others don't, about alignment, about inner authority, about spirituality. And even back then, when I was listening to podcasts, when I was reading books, they were all about all of this stuff, but I still didn't fully let myself claim that back then. Now, I did go through a full-on journey with this over the last year. I ended up completely shutting down the fitness coaching business back in April of 2025 and starting this new business. And again, that was over time of really peeling off those layers, reconnecting to my intuition and allowing myself to admit what I truly wanted to do, even though it was scary, even though not that many people do it, even though it might sound woo and weird to so many people. And looking back now, looking back at me working my ass off for over 2 years, never managing to get to those 10, 15, 20K months, I don't see that as a failure. I am so grateful for that now. I see it as the universe saying back then, I'm not going to let this go any further. And that is not as punishment, but as protection and as kicking my ass into gear, because had that business exploded, had I hit 20K months, had everything worked out the way I worked so hard to manifest, I probably would have stayed. I would have settled for a business that wasn't my true passion. I would have built a life and a business around something that wasn't actually my soul's pull, my soul's work. Everyone's souls come into this world with a unique set of skills, interests, passions, gifts, so that they can execute their soul pull to the best of their ability. And had that business exploded, I would not have used my own unique skills to the best of my ability. So my subconscious mind, my higher self, source, the universe, my guides, my angels, whatever you want to call it, overall, they knew that there was something more aligned for me. And therefore, they made sure not to give me that manifestation. So no matter how much I manifested, no matter how hard I tried, no matter how aligned I thought I was on a frequency level, identity level, physical action level, the bigger expansion just didn't come, because that was not what my soul wanted me to do. That was not what my soul came here into this lifetime, earth, to do. My guides knew it, the universe knew it, my higher self knew it. I, on a conscious level, just hadn't caught up yet. And it took me some time. It took a lot of inner work. It took mastering intuition. But eventually I figured out that that was not truly what I was meant to do. And that's when everything started to unravel and reassemble. I let go of that business. I let go of that, sunk cost fallacy of like, oh, I invested so long and so much money, I should just continue, right? I let go of the story that I should want this, that it makes sense, that I've already invested thousands and thousands and thousands in this, and so much time and so much energy. And I stepped into this work that I am doing now. And let me tell you, 8 months into this current business, it has already felt so much easier and so much more aligned than 2 years of fitness coaching ever did. It's not effortless. It's not passive. I am still working a lot, but I am not feeling like I am burning myself to the ground like I was doing back then. The work doesn't feel like work. It feels just like my biggest passion. Everything just feels cleaner, more aligned, more supported. Clients are coming in so much more easily. Opportunities are coming in so much more easily. Recording these podcast episodes, creating content, none of it feels like work. I literally think about these things in my free time, and that is what I love thinking about the most, talking about the most, hearing about the most. So overall, I am so grateful that that manifestation never came true. And this is the lesson that I really want you to hear here. If you are truly doing the work, and I mean truly, consistent frequency, identity, aligned physical action work. And I don't mean pretending, I don't mean dabbling, I don't mean in theory. I mean you really are doing all the manifestation work. You know you are aligned and things still aren't moving. It still feels way heavier than it should. It still feels really misaligned. That might mean that you are focusing on manifesting the wrong thing. I want you to see that as a redirection. You might be manifesting something that isn't actually written in your soul contract. And no amount of visualizing will ever override it. Your soul came here with a plan. Can we theoretically break soul contracts? Yes, we can when it comes to things like not being able to get pregnant, coming into this world with a soul lesson of always struggling with money. Yes, we can go into these soul contracts and we can rewrite them. But when it comes to your soul's pull, what your soul is passionate about, what it came here to do and help other people with, you don't want to change that. You came here with very specific attributes, qualities, and gifts that will help you fulfill that. That will help you be that person for yourself and for the world. So if things are not working, it is very likely that there is something better and more aligned waiting for you on the other side. Now, so many business owners, entrepreneurs, high achievers stay stuck for years trying to force the wrong goals and the wrong dreams into existence. They think that they need more discipline, more mindset work, more pushing, more strategy, that maybe they're not doing the manifestation work well enough, or maybe manifestation doesn't really work. Maybe it's not real because it's not working for them. When really what they actually need is simply the truth about what they really want. Truth about what they're actually here to build. Truth about what they're actually meant to do and how they're actually meant to contribute in this lifetime. Truth about where their energy is truly meant to go. Now, how do you know this? How do you know what your soul came here to do? How do you know your soul's purpose, your soul's gift, your soul contract, your soul's pull? Well, you can play trial and error for years, like I did. Or you can use trained intuition, whether that's learning to train your own intuition, which is something that I do with my private mentorship clients, or working with a trained intuitive reader like myself to read your soul pull, to read your soul gifts, to read your soul contract, and to know whether what you're trying to manifest is even aligned for you. Now, a lot of the times it will be close, but there will be certain things, just certain nuances that need to be changed. And once you figure these out, and again, with trained intuition, can figure out exactly what is fully aligned and what needs slight changes in order to really make it the exact soul pull you should be aiming towards and you should be manifesting. And once you do that, things move so quickly. Sometimes, like in my case, there'll be something completely off. But once you are manifesting the right thing, and again, that can be accessed through intuition, the resistance drops. And that is when manifestation starts to feel real. That is when your desires and your goals come so much more quickly in such an aligned way, because that is what your soul wants to do. And that is when the universe, your guides, your angels, your higher self will push you, and it will feel so easy because that's what they want you to do. They will be cheering you on like crazy because that's exactly where they've been leading you. They'll be so happy that you have finally noticed it. And this is what I do with my clients, whether that is private mentorship clients, whether that is in one-on-one sessions, or whether that is in my intuitive reads. When I get very clear and precise on what they actually should be focusing on and how they should do that, that is when results accelerate for them so much, because suddenly there's no resistance. They know exactly what they are meant to focus on, both in terms of their goals and dreams and in terms of how to get there. Now, if this is something that you are interested in finding out, there are a few ways that you can work with me. As I mentioned, I do have a private, intimate container one-on-one mentorship called the Sovereign Mentorship. It's not yet officially launched, but if you are interested, DM me the word sovereign on Instagram at Dr. Shiri Leader, or email me at hello@shirileader.com. And because it is not officially launched yet, as this podcast is out, you might be able to get an early bird price that will not be available once it's out. There are also one-on-one sessions when we work through so much. There's intuitive channeling and guidance. There's human design reading. There's subconscious rewiring. There's energetic work and energetic healing. There is is so much work in there. So check the information in the description box. And I also do remote intuitive reads. Those are one-off intuitive reads where you send me up to 3 questions in advance, or you can just freestyle it and ask me to tell you what comes up. But if you're interested specifically in your soul's pull, your soul work, what your soul is meant to do, what it came here to do, what your soul gifts are, what you are meant to focus on manifesting, that is something that you can get through an intuitive read. Those are currently $222 US. And once you purchase, you get a 30 to 40 minutes audio with everything broken down and then an option for a follow-up call for any questions. So if you're interested in that, again, DM me on Instagram or email me and we can get that done for you. Because when you get the intuitive channeling and the intuitive information from your soul about what you are meant to do and how you are meant to get there, resistance melts. Life becomes so much easier. So if this episode hit something for you, I want you to sit with it for a bit. I want you to notice what feels heavy in your life and what feels alive, because the universe is always responding. Even when it says no, that is the universe telling you there is something better out there for you, something more aligned. I just need you to open your eyes and see it. So this is it for today, my loves. Again, if you're interested in one-on-one work or one-on-one intuitive guidance, check out the description box. And as always, if you loved this episode, I would so greatly appreciate if you can rate us at 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment. And also, as always, I love hearing your insights from these episodes as well. So leave a comment, DM me, tell me what you got from this episode. Tell me if maybe it made you that you have been focusing on manifesting the wrong thing and this is what's opened your eyes. Because yes, manifestation is real, but if you're trying to manifest something that will actually keep you smaller than you should be, the universe will just not let that happen. And you should be thankful for that. So this is it for today. I love you all so much and I'll see you next time. Bye.